Blog Talk Radio.
It's here.
Hello?
Have you checked the children?
They're all hot dogs.
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
I'm afraid.
Don't be afraid.
No. Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Gingy. Pain has a face. Allow me to show it to you. Gentlemen, I am pain.
I met this 6-year-old child with this blank, pale, emotionless face. The blackest eyes. The devil's eyes.
Have you checked the children?
Have you checked the children?
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
I think he's in trouble.
Julie, this guy, if he can't take a joke, he stinks.
When there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk here.
Just a flesh wound.
Good evening, Flesh Wound Radio freaks. I am Daniel Shine, joined once again by Todd Loya, and we welcome you to a brand new episode of Horror Society Presents Flesh Wound Radio. Another commentary special tonight. Not a wrestling movie, but not a horror movie. I was about to say it is, in fact, a wrestling movie. Like we said, a couple of weeks we were going to have some different things until we get back to our regular show. We are recording this, what day is it? Monday. We're recording this Monday. You'll be listening to it Thursday. So, obviously this show is going to be wrestling heavy in terms of references, but no, we don't know who got picked in the draft or anything like that. So won't have any specific references to that. But Todd, how goes the day?
Good. I forgot that's why I wanted to record early today.
Yes.
You're going to have to watch Raw on delay. My bad.
That's okay. I don't mind Raw. Like tomorrow would have been tough because I do kind of want to watch the draft because I already heard who the GMs were. So, tonight I can deal with watching it late. But Todd and I rarely watch Raw or SmackDown late. Well, or SmackDown now since it's live. So we love you guys. That's why we're doing it. Well, you weren't missing anything.
I don't even know if I watched it this week. Should I bother at this point?
No. Well, hopefully tomorrow from now on you will.
We'll have a reason.
You'll have a reason because it's live. Something awesome could happen, and we'll see. I'm a little bit with the whole Raw picks first and gets an extra pick thing, but I guess it kind of makes sense with the extra hour. I'd rather that than SmackDown going 3 hours. That's starting to, I think, overkill some people. But about our movie tonight, of course, this is 1989's No Holds Barred, starring the great Hulk Hogan. Probably be some racist jokes tonight, just throwing it out there. Taking on evil Zeus. This is a movie that I have to confess, I think we both watched probably quite a bit growing up, more than we care to admit. And, well, we're going to have some fun with it tonight. Just going over again, if in case this is your first commentary with us, when you hear the beep, which Todd will... Oh, there you go. You were ahead of me, Todd. When you hear that... Of course, if you hit play now, then you're sort of fucked up and ahead of us. But the next time you hear it, just hit play. The whole concept of this is basically a commentary track that you can listen along. And I should point out, we are doing this with the Blu-ray Region 1 release of this film. So just in case you're trying to follow along on a worn-out VHS or something.
I was going to say...
That will.
If you're busting out your old RCA Columbia tape, it might work, but no guarantees. DVD should be fun.
Hey, somebody might be. You never know. You can have some non-horror wrestling fans listening to these specials that, have no idea about video versus Blu-ray and such. So you never know. So I guess we can do a countdown, Todd. What do you say? Are we going to hit play on the menu this time?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll count down from 5, and we'll get right into it. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And here we go. I'm excited about this one. I think it's there's a logo they did not have at the time.
I was going to say that's not New Line.
Oh,
they're like
the other WWF fucked it up.
They're like, you could take our logo off. That's quite all right.
I wonder if they had to pay Jesse Ventura even more for his commentary on the movie.
He deserved to.
Mark Pellegrino. The interesting thing about this movie is the Supernatural, the TV series connection, because you have Hogan's brother who played the devil on Supernatural, and the heel television guy on this one played an evil angel. So
I did not know that.
Yes. Mark Pellegrino was actually really, really good. Went on to, I guess, play God. I guess if we want to call him God on Lost as well. So it's interesting. The director of this directed quite a few Supernatural episodes as well. So there is some kind of a connection.
Wait, he did not just disappear into oblivion after this classic?
He did not. Directed lots of TV, in fact. Highlander, X-Files, Freaky Links. Big fan of Freaky Links. I always wondered why they didn't just let him be Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, I know. That was always weird. I remember that because he basically is. Yeah, it's the WWF. Here you got Okerlund and Jesse Ventura. Why not let him just play himself? It's an odd kind of choice. Yeah, and then you got the TNA ring, though, later. That's later. Yes. You recognize Jake Bullitt? Yes. Demolition X? Yes, indeed. My favorite Demolition X. I should throw that out. I was not a Crush guy. You were not. Yeah, it did seem... Demolition I kind of expect to go into the Hall of Fame at some point, although Axe did have that lawsuit over the theme song at one point. Hogan throwing up the shocker there. I don't know. I thought it was some racist hand gesture. That could be. Well, Hogan took one bump. Well, he wanted to make sure it was on film for the one time. Yeah. I don't see him doing that take quite a bit. Well, it was fiction, so he's like, yeah. Okay, one, brother. I keep thinking they should remake this with John Cena and then like Eric Bischoff in the Kurt Fuller role. Dixie? I don't think Dixie has the charisma. I don't know. I don't think she would work. Well, she as we'll see here. Yes. Big fan of her from Black Scorpion. Good Roger Corman flick. I thought also, it was funny. I also enjoy working See No Evil, Hear No Evil with Pryor and Wilder.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Wow, I haven't watched that one in a long time. I think it's funny, his finisher coming up here, I think fairly shortly, that, they did something so he wouldn't even have to take his basic bumps. I mean, it was just like, maybe he's got to Hulk up first.
He's Rip Up, right? Is that what we're calling him?
Rip Up. Yeah, they changed his tights and everything. I don't know why he couldn't just be Hogan. Well,
Hogan's a real fictional character.
And here we go. He didn't want to drop the leg.
No.
Maybe he returns to WWE as Rip.
Oh, jeez.
He can get away with just doing that weak ass double axe handle and
find some old black dude to show he's down with him, and they may you may not want to find the most Aryan looking white kid to run around with you though.
Yes.
You make a little Mexican kid.
Yes, if he comes back, he's going to be twerking with New Day. So they'll just have to do it.
Wow. Yeah. Think he's coming back? Well, by now we should know, but could come back for the draft.
Yes, it's possible.
He'll be the newest member of New Day.
Well, it doesn't look like they're breaking up tag teams, so they kind of did a flip on that.
That's what I was hoping.
Yeah. Although Lucha Dragons are breaking up. They're entered separate, but...
Oh, well, there's the late, great Joey Marella, Gorilla Monsoon's boy, as the referee.
That is true. I forgot he was in this.
I did too, so I just kind of walking away.
Hogan kind of grabbing his ass there. That was a little weird.
Yeah. I want to get me one of those Rip 'em jackets. The nice satin.
Oh. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if they sold them back then, but I wonder if they considered the Rip 'em catchphrase. It doesn't quite seems like something Natalya might have used during her flatulence gimmick.
Well, I'm
Poor
sure
Hogan,
WWE
he was already blown up.
I'm sure WWE has a warehouse full of their no holds barred merchandise they never got to move. Did we get a
Kurt Fuller is still playing this role.
Yeah, he is.
Always the
He's
asshole.
dead good at it too. Yeah. Has he ever done any other role?
I don't think so. God, he is the asshole in like everything. I think he was even the asshole in. God, I think it was one of the American Pie movies. If I'm the direct-to-DVD ones, I could be wrong. I think he was in one of those. A little thinner here. It had to be tempting even for McMahon just to play this.
I am shocked he didn't, but he has to have a different organization.
Yes. Of course, we didn't have the internet, and we just thought he was a commentator back then.
I don't know
when
what
on Donahue.
Maybe.
There's Hogan.
You had that poster.
It really would make an interesting remake with Cena, I have to say.
I don't know. They'd have to play it tongue-in-cheek at this point. You know what I mean? You couldn't really...
I don't know. I don't see Cena having the breakout success that The Rock's had. I don't know. I don't quite see him. I mean, he can be a B-movie action star and do just fine, but
yeah.
This is probably like what a boardroom meeting was like during the Monday Night Wars. I'm sure Vince probably broke some shit.
Yeah, well, we know Bischoff did the night he lost.
Yes. Here we go. Hogan's first meeting with the heel.
Yes.
That's David Paymer there as the assistant. He, of course, went on to do quite a bit.
Yes.
I will say Kurt Fuller, interesting insult. I think I called my brother a jockass nonstop after this movie came out. Never really heard it before or since, so I think he coined that one.
Yeah, I don't know what would happen if you tried to bust that one out today.
Be interesting in the deleted scenes if he made those two join the Kiss My Ass Club. Know where it came from.
Right.
They didn't really specify, what's the other TV network that he was on? I mean...
Yeah, they don't.
It's not really there. I mean, why is he going to meet with this guy in the first place? It's like, I'll sign with you, but, I need that no-job clause.
Hey, it works for WCW.
That'd be the only real reason. Yes. The only real reason he'd say no.
Okay, see, here's right now where this goes into fiction and why it couldn't be played by Hulk Hogan. He was given a blank check, and he says no.
Yeah, I think with Hogan, it's definitely a gimmick. I don't think he gives a fuck if you're taking your vitamins unless his face is on them.
Did you ever try the Hogan vitamins?
I don't really remember ever trying those. I don't know if it was a case of just not finding them. I mean, yeah. I certainly ate up all the merchandise back in the day. I always chased down the truck for the WWE ice cream bars, which I guess they're never going to bring back because of CM Punk now.
Now's the time they do it in spite of them.
Yes. Vince comes out and cuts a promo. It's all his idea.
Yeah. Or they just have Shane McMahon do it and he's the face.
Yes. There's Hogan giving in to roid rage.
Even as a kid, I was like, God, he's just not good. Yet, I saw this theatrically opening day back in 1989. I was so looking forward to it.
I always liked it, but I always recognized that he worked a lot better in Suburban Commando. Suburban Commando just seemed, not that he was any better of an actor, but it just seemed more written, tailored for him.
Yeah, it's pretty bad when you're playing a wrestler and you're not very convincing.
Yeah. Oh, here comes the limo driver. There's also not as many wrestling cameos as you would expect. I'm a little surprised you didn't have a wrestler play maybe the limo driver here. Or, there's really not that many.
No. We got a few more.
While later you'd always have the Jimmy Hart cameo or Brutus Beefcake cameo.
How did we get a whole 96-minute feature without Hogan figuring out a way to get Brother Brudeye, Jimmy Hart, or the Nasties not in there?
I don't don't know. Well, let's see. This was I don't know when they actually shot this, but they all would have been. They all would have been in the company at that point. Of course, Brutus Beefcake, if you believe Linda Hogan was more than just a friend.
Yeah, I've heard those stories too.
Here we come with our first fight scene.
Thankfully,
kind
that's
of like
the
this
video
Hogan.
that got leaked.
Who's that jumping out the sky? Oh no, it's Hogan.
Yeah, I remember watching it. I'm like, okay. So this is 88 or 89? 89, right?
89, yes.
So I would have been, depending on when it came out, I would have been like 12. Yeah.
Yeah, I probably saw it in theaters too. I mean, I can't really quite remember, but I certainly remember having the video and watching it quite a bit. I was never a Hogan mark per se. I didn't hate him. There were always people I liked more, but if it was anything wrestling oriented, I mean, I remember picking up Grunt and just everything that I could from the video store wrestling wise.
Yeah, I got Grunt on DVD. I can't remember what else. I know Hell Comes to Frogtown, Grunt, and one other.
There was that, what was it? Oh, God, I might be messing up the title. I Like to Hurt People or something.
Yes, that's the third one.
Yes. We're going to have the iconic line here soon.
Oh, God. I just remember rolling my eyes way too many times when I was 12 years old. I was like, God, no. Really? Coming up.
Believe it or not, this guy's still acting. He's in a whole bunch of shit. He's not smelling that the guy shit his pants. He just watched his WCW match with Warrior. Dookie. I think this guy is credited, in fact, as Dookie.
Now, was that supposed to reenact his oh, Jesus, what's his name? Richard Belzer incident?
Perhaps. And Hogan's in love.
Yeah. It's not even his type. It looks nothing like his daughter.
Yeah. Hopefully he wasn't rubbing the lotion on her at this point. I guess she would have been like 5 or something.
She hasn't been born yet?
How old is Brooke Hogan?
Hogan's getting a Woody. He's got his business do-rag on you. Like, yeah, I'm going to rip him.
Yeah, he's going to rip her up, all right. I will say Joan Severance is pretty hot. In fact, still is, and she is married or dating, what's his name, Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous dude.
Robin Leach?
Yes, there you go. It's on the tip of my
tongue.
Been together for a while, I guess. Hey, you never know. Hogan could still hook up with her, possibly.
Only if he gets to record it.
Yes. Maybe Robin Leach can record it and kind of narrate the whole thing.
Wow.
Hogan's about to go downtown. Prime real estate.
Wow. Oh, geez. and I know Google lifetimes of the rich or lifestyle of the rich and famous, and no one gets any of those references. He might be kind of dated tonight. Now, to explain, the reason everyone is looking at each other in the restaurant scene is because no one has phones yet.
Yes. we do have to explain that to our younger listeners. You had to pay attention to each other and, kind of pretend to give a shit in those days. Hogan kind of looks like a bleach blonde Colonel Sanders here, only more racist.
Well, I don't know. There's some Colonel stories, too.
Yeah.
Look, he likes to help.
Yeah. The French heel waiter. Could have Jacques Rougeau do this.
Exactly.
He would have done a good job.
But Hogan didn't want anyone else getting his rub.
That's true.
The only reason Demolition Axe got to do is he can't wear no makeup, brother. No, I'm believing that.
I'm a little disappointed he didn't get to put the French dude through a table or something.
I know, that is actually pretty surprising.
Maybe we remake it with Bubba Ray Dudley. Lights it on fire with the candle and just power bombs his ass right through it.
Yeah. Hey, we can even bring Brooke Hogan back for John Severn at that point.
Yes.
See, then we still got a Hogan in it.
Yeah, that scene was a little disappointing to me that there wasn't a brawl.
Well, we had to set
Hogan needed to fuck that place up. Here we go. We will. I don't remember when, but of course we do have a famous wrestling cameo here, although not in WWE at the time, so maybe that's why.
Again, kind of goes with the whole Hogan didn't want anyone else getting over.
That's true.
You had a nice crack shot.
I think the only skin in this, unfortunately, although we do see Hogan, I think, in short shorts at one point.
Yeah, he's more dressed, or he's less dressed during his wrestling matches.
I always found this a little far-fetched. I mean, there's never, I think, more than 24 people in this bar that they'd make it the venue later.
Yeah.
Looks like my last date. I'm sorry to admit it. Pretty close, actually.
Did she tell you the same thing, though?
Wasn't that bad.
No, okay.
They could do the Darren Young cameo in the modern one. Just thanks, and he just goes on his way.
Well, this is where they got the idea for Shotgun Saturday Night.
Yeah, that is true.
I actually enjoyed that format. I wish they would have kept it in the bars.
Yeah, that actually, I will say, I actually really enjoyed that back in the day. Great. There's your Hornswoggle cameo for the remake.
Wow.
Stan Hansen chilling out there in the background.
Yep. For
younger wrestling fans who ever wonder why Bubba Ray Dudley does the "hoo" thing, that's a reference to Stan.
Yeah, I always thought it was weird he was in here, too.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, I can't remember, but I think Hogan specifically wanted Hansen for this, which is why I always kind of had wondered why there weren't more wrestlers in this.
Yeah.
Of course, a few of these guys might have been unknowns at the time, possibly, but... Where's Tommy Dreamer when you need him? He would have gobbled that right up.
Oh, wow. I forgot about that gimmick.
Apparently, Undertaker didn't know he was actually going to swig it. That was kind of a legit reaction. There we go. We get a table broken. I'm not really sure what the purpose of this midget is. I've never gone into a dive bar and just saw a midget in a cage, but...
Hey, it could have been worse. It could have been a midget jacking off in a trash can.
This is true.
That'll probably be the only puppet reference I ever give on any show. I mean, I can't say it as well as Dusty Rhodes did, but...
I don't think... Oh, actually, he did throw the lariat there. I didn't notice that. I was about to say, I don't think he got to throw his signature lariat, but, of course, normally they stay down.
Yeah, it's a blink and you miss it during the camera pan. You got to look for it.
Yeah.
I see a Colt 45 and a Pabst Blue Ribbon can, so you know it's not the nicest area.
Classic.
This is before the hipsters took over the PBR. It's just a ghetto beer then.
Yes, and it became a John Cena shirt just recently.
Yes. That almost didn't.
Yeah, they almost blocked that. They were a little pissed. I don't know why they changed their mind. Yeah, I guess just Vince wanted a random midget throwing poker chips at people from a cage. It's kind of like when he wanted Encino Evil Kane to be revealed to have like a 16-inch penis in a dog cage or something like that. Although my understanding is Hogan did an uncredited rewrite on this film because he did not like the original draft.
Really?
Yes, that is my understanding. Apparently, quite a bit of this is him. So
is this a story Vince has been saying?
I would imagine. I don't know. Maybe they had him bumping more in the original script, and who knows? The VD room. This bathroom screams butt sex, unwanted butt sex.
Yeah. But it says wash your hands. It's the law.
There you go. Rarely see this style of bathroom anymore, but I will say I have noticed a couple in West Virginia that kind of look almost this bad. So.
Well, just keep it wrestling. It reminds me of the Grand Olympic Auditorium bathrooms in, downtown Los Angeles.
Ah.
Seen many XPW shows there.
Yes. Can't remember the bathrooms too well, but yeah, there are some pretty shitty ones.
They were the nice trough style ones.
There'll be a lot of people taking advantage of that one, I bet, in the gender identification laws. Makes it a little easier to be a perv.
Yeah. I don't know if the clientele will be okay with that in this one.
Oh, he's gonna make him suck his dick. Nice. He's just gonna talk shit. I've never heard it referred to as a wanger though. That's another Stan Hansen original. It's kind of everybody's favorite uncle at Thanksgiving.
Check it out, your wanger when you're trying to piss. We had different favorite uncles.
Here we go. The World Television Network.
It's everyone's favorite channel.
They could have come up with something a little more unique, but yeah, I don't know if some of these guys here, if they actually got any workers or not. Some look kind of vaguely familiar, but
yeah. Well, luckily with the Battle of the Tough Guys stuff, all they needed was really stuntman.
That's true. I'm wondering how it was tax-free. How did he get away with that one?
It was the 80s still.
Yes. When Vince was injecting everybody in the ass behind the curtain and sending them out.
Allegedly. Not guilty, actually.
That's true.
Don't get us sued over here.
Allegedly, yes. Allegedly.
And there we go. This is how TNA started.
Brock Chisler. Now, I'm surprised they haven't, slapped that on an NXT guy. Bulldog McPherson.
Well, maybe a couple years ago. What are you talking about? That's Husky Harris right there.
There you go.
Whatever happened to that guy?
He's following the buzzards somewhere.
So that's what I heard.
Would have probably been fun to party with Stan Hansen in Japan. I'm just picturing what people made of him.
Only if he brings her with him.
We should have Zeus
right now.
Does it really hurt that bad getting slammed into tires? I don't know. Where's the barbed wire?
Apparently they were, yeah, those tires are worse.
They need to get a indie version of this. I don't know. It might have been. Did you ever see Backyard Dogs?
I have not. I know of it, and I think I have it. I just don't think I've ever watched it.
Yeah, I don't remember it being particularly good, but it was kind of interesting seeing kind of something somewhat similar to this in the backyard wrestling world, I guess. Here we go.
The greatest leading man of all time. And the real star of the movie.
Yes. Zeus don't use the front door.
Nope. Say what you want. Tiny Lesser has had a career that spanned how many decades and, you know.
Yeah. Still quite active.
Mm-hmm. Got a wrestling career, if we want to call it that, out of this. Well, I'm sure at this point he's probably glad people don't call him Zeus anymore, because I'm sure he hears Debo way more.
Hey, come on. Some people may refer to him as the gangsta. You know this couldn't have been made now, though. They wouldn't have had him violating the no violence against women thing. Kind of pie-faced her through that barrel. God, watching him walk, they should have had Lister remake Blackenstein. He would have been, like, freaking awesome. It's the entire movie, I think he just, like, got his hands out.
I feel like he's going to steal my bike or something now.
I think when I was a kid, I actually wanted to, like, just kind of have, like, a D on the side of my head, and my parents didn't allow it, so.
Well, you know, you're a grown-ass man now. You're a grown-ass man now. Do it.
Well, I know better now, but...
There's no better ever.
Gotta hit the roids first. I don't know if I want it to be authentic. Get a hell of a tan, I guess.
Oh, there we have a house we've seen in many features. Featured in Weird Science, the Dead Zone television show, probably 10 other John Hughes movies.
Nope.
But apparently it's Hogan's house this fateful day in '89.
Selling for Zeus. Truthfully, you know, going back and watching his matches, considering he wasn't a wrestler at all, I mean, he tried. I'll give him that much.
Yeah.
He actually did a little bit more in his actual matches than in this.
Yeah. Oh, geez, the black dude. I cannot think of his name. I just know he was
too.
He was in Clue also. He was the cop in Clue.
Yeah, we never really got a whole lot of backstory. I mean, obviously he knew Zeus. I think they said Zeus killed someone. Pulling a Mankind.
This is the part Hogan ad-libbed. You can tell it's his dialogue.
Yeah. Never really got the sense that Zeus ever actually really destroyed anybody in this, even when he attacks his brother later. I mean, it's just kind of like, he only punched him a couple of times. How does he put him in a wheelchair?
Yeah.
Zeus. He's intimidating, but he also looks half retarded.
Yeah.
Kind of got that cross-eyed thing going on. Just hashtag retard strength.
It made the sports page only in a fantasy world.
We've got the coach handling that now.
Yeah, no newspaper was covering wrestling in '89.
No, I don't think I ever saw it because my grandfather was a big sports person, and I had the stereotypical grandfather that seemed to delight in just saying, it's like, you know it ain't real, don't you? Always pissed me off.
See, I was the other way. My grandpa's the one who introduced me to him.
You know, my father and my older brother were fans, but they weren't like diehards, and I kind of discovered it on my own. I mean, literally like 2 years old, I think.
Yeah. I remember we had our Saturday afternoons. We had wrestling, Three Stooges, and the Munsters. Great 3 hours.
Oh, there you go. You can pass that on to your kid through the wonders of DVD.
Yeah, apparently you have to watch some kid who fixes toys. I don't know what it's called. I'm like, I got stuff on DVD we can watch.
Zeus.
Ninja Turtles. No Barney.
Looks like Zeus raided Scott Steiner's locker room.
Yeah, right. I don't know. Did Mr. Steiner get his look from Zeus? Well,
that is
legit
possible.
though now. Zeus has got gear at least now.
Well, if Steiner had his way, I'm sure Steiner would like to meet Hogan in some shitty bar somewhere.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think Hogan would be much in a fight. Something tells me Steiner would probably beat the shit out of him in about a minute, maybe two.
Yeah. I still want to know the story of what happened with Hogan. Was it WrestleMania 10? He showed up with the black eye, or was that 9? That was 9.
That was 8.
The one at Caesars.
No.
Was
9.
It 8?
I think.
It was one at Caesars, the outdoor one.
Yeah. That would have been
9.
I think that would have been 9. Yeah. Lovers spat with Beefcake. Zeus resorting to the low blow against Lugnut. No real physiques on most of these guys. I mean, it's like kind of everybody's just kind of chunky and dirty looking.
Well, this is the forerunner to what was it, Tough Man competitions?
Yeah. You believe it or not, I almost wanted to enter one of those in my slightly younger years. That was probably a good idea. I didn't. I think I probably would have faced down somebody that looked like Zeus.
Yeah, or even like the first couple UFCs also is very similar too.
Yeah. A lot less regulations back then. That was they fucked each other up pretty legit. Ones
I like.
Yeah.
Although I've heard there's some work to those too. Those the first ones especially.
Yeah. So I know there's a lot of conspiracy theories on Mark Hunt not really trying as hard as maybe he should against Lesnar. It seemed like a couple moments where he was just kind of staring at him like he was just waiting to get taken down, but you never know.
Oh, no, I don't mean current ones. I mean like the old ones. They were just designed to put the Gracie name over.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've never followed the UFC religiously. It's kind of hard to justify paying, for a fight that's probably going to last 2 minutes. But
yeah, that's why I watched the first probably 20. I kept up with it for a while. And then when the format changed, they had all these damn rules. I was like, you think just two guys whooping their ass?
Yeah, it just got too commercial. Well, here we go, hitting on Hogan. I don't think Hogan might hit it. You never know.
Well, Schwarzenegger would be all up in it.
Was that Shelton Benjamin's mom?
I remember this. They played this on WWE Superstars. This was the big clip to get us all hooked on it. Yeah,
I mean, Hogan, crazy. He's like throwing like fucking watermelon at these people.
That's racist.
Oh wait, yeah, I was gonna say, is one of the henchmen there was black? As he whack him with the watermelon?
No, he honestly grabbed it.
No, I didn't hit him with that.
They cut out the watermelon for the re-release. You saw it on the table, though.
Yes.
It was on the bar, but you never saw him throw it.
That is true. Hogan will be back soon. I think we're going to see him in time for WrestleMania.
I know. I agree. That's what I'm saying. Maybe tomorrow.
Oh, well, I don't think they can. What are you going to draft? I thought maybe he'd be an off shot as a surprise for the Raw GM, but.
Yeah. I only know the SmackDown one, so I'm in the dark.
Oh, you don't know the two GMs yet?
No.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I watched that much on the beginning part of Raw.
Okay. So they announced it today. Okay, cool.
Yes, that kicks off Raw. Curious to see what you think about the picks.
Oh, I only know because WWE fucked up last week and actually said who the SmackDown one was.
Yes, they did. I thought maybe you didn't see that.
I did, and that's exactly how they fucked up. One simple word.
He's already having a lover's spat with her.
He's got his tape.
Hogan still owns those shorts.
I am glad. Even in '89, those were out of style at this point.
Yes. Well, Todd, we can always bring him back.
I'm thinking it's happening. No, honestly, this was Hulk's attempt to try to get his Three's Company reboot going. See, tell me this is not a Three's Company scenario.
Hanging with Mr. Hogan. Hogan is brushing his teeth in the living room. That's a little odd.
Yeah.
She's going to be spitting something like that in the sink later. I don't know. Maybe she's a swallower. We'll have to ask Robin Leach. For the sake of my fantasy, I'm going to say swallower.
Well, Hogan's trying to figure out where to spit, too. But
why are we getting the gratuitous Hogan ass shot?
For the ladies.
There you go. There was a real life scenario where that happened. It was, he was sharing a room with Pat Patterson.
Are you trying to imply this scene was guest filmed by Patterson?
He may have been on set that day.
Yeah, look at her panties. He's like, no, bigger. Those panties are banana.
Hogan probably made the barrier for Pat too. Waking up and trying to play tummy sticks with him.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
A Wedding Crashers reference for those of you that didn't get it. Trying to remember if Hogan ever actually gets to bang her in this. I don't think he does. Damn PG-13.
Yeah.
I think he was actually probably masturbating, and just when he heard her getting up, he just acted like he was doing push-ups.
Nice.
Hogan watching some early day HBO right now. Did Real Sex debut by this point? I don't know.
89, I think so.
Yeah, I think you had it. I think actually it probably debuted that year. Another Patterson shot there. I don't know. There were some rumors about Vince having a more than friendly interest in HBK, so, you know, I don't know, at this point, maybe this Vince was behind this. Yeah, I definitely think he was stroking the python there. He wasn't just doing push-ups. There we go again. Oh. Hogan's a little rapey.
Right.
I knew I should have bunked with Sonny. Damn it. Sure thing. So many dead hotel references I could make that are very inappropriate that I'm not going to. That's where they found Reed Flair. Nah, he was in his room.
Oh.
Hey, Paige did it, and Charlotte was okay with it, so, you know. Here we little more violence against women there with the bitch smack. Don't think that would be in the Cena version. Yeah, Hogan's gonna forgive her. Forgive her so he can get some action. You can kind of see him just, you know, you want to just slowly pushing her head down. Where's my free mustache ride shirt when I need it? Kind of surprised Hogan didn't add in some kind of a sex scene here.
Yeah.
As much as I ate up everything wrestling back in the day, I will say this movie certainly could have been better. There's a lot of things they could have done. Oh. Now available at Hogan's Beach Shop. Pretty forgiving considering she was basically like a hired hooker.
Yeah. Sometimes you say fuck it. You know you would, Dan.
Yeah, Joan Severance was trying to screw me over. I don't think I'd care too much at that point. They could have done a little bit more, too, with, I don't know, Zeus baiting him, too. I mean, Dolph Lundgren killed Apollo Creed, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm really kind of curious why he didn't go the full route with his eyebrow. Kind of just like cut part of one off. Interesting. Here we go. See, another scene tailor-made for the John Cena remake.
Right.
You could have Brock maybe. Just do Brock come and just start taking the special needs kids to Suplex City. That'd be appropriate revenge. Where's Sting? Sting's going to be propelling from that thing any second. What's with the male clowns? The first face-to-face. I will say Zeus is a better worker than Kali was.
Yes.
He occasionally left his feet.
This is true.
Wonder if he still has the belt buckle. I've just got this image of Lesnar suplexing the shit out of some kids.
Right.
I could make a hell of a remake to this. They should have done a mustache versus eyebrows match between the two. That would have gotten ratings.
Hey, you know what? That's how they reintroduced both characters back. But of all the guest hosts on Raw, we never had Zeus guest host. That is that is horrible.
That is true. You know, I will say, even making fun of his, kind of brief runs and everything, it would be pretty fucking cool to see a random Zeus cameo on Raw or SmackDown.
There has not been an old school Raw for quite a while, or is that because it's kind of hard now?
Yeah, that's true. I would have loved to have seen Zeus answer Heath Slater's open challenges back in the day, or something. Something. It would have been funny.
Yeah.
See him Frankenstein walk his ass down to the ring and
surprise Rumble entrant this year.
Would you not mark out for it? I know I would.
I definitely would. Then they would have said, screw it, have him come out as Debo later riding his bike, ride the beach cruiser down.
Yes. I'm amazed they've never put the Shockmaster in the Rumble. Just to, kind of go in one side, fall over the ropes. I mean, that just seemed like it'd be a really funny little spot for them.
That would be pretty damn hilarious.
Kind of an attempted rape here, I guess.
Yeah, well, hell, they've been putting them over on the Edge and Christian show, so you never know now.
That is true. Hogan just happened to be riding his motorcycle there. You could have had Rick Rude or somebody would have been a good rapist here.
I agree. I probably went home and watched Last House on the Left after I first saw this, being unsatisfied with the attempted one.
That is because you are a very disturbed man, Todd.
That was a registered child, too. He had to throw up his gang sign, too. Because that wouldn't have killed him.
Did it? Well, that's how Mark Hamill fucked up his face, so you never know. Not a motorcycle. I think he was skiing or something.
Well, better than Sonny Bono?
Thought you were going to say Liam Neeson's wife.
Is that how she died?
She didn't kick out, though. Well, you made some mean jokes earlier. We'll try and keep it tasteful. Hogan always kicks out. You can drop a bus on that fucker, he's going to kick out.
I don't know about now. That fucker goes down on his back. I don't even know if he can get up.
This is
He'll
true.
Kick out or die. He'll kick out or die trying at this point.
Yeah, I don't know. I always thought they kind of crapped out with the brother here. They could have had Zeus do something, I don't know, a little more horrible than just, like, punch him a couple times and put him in the wheel. And another big, beefy dude. You would kind of think, WWF, they would have some jacked dudes. Where's Warrior? Oh, there's Brell again. Kind of surprised, when he slapped the girl. It was kind of a Steve Austin move. Put her down like Deborah. Yeah, I'm trying to remember here. I always kind of thought, wow, that's like all he did to him.
Right.
Could have had him, like, I don't know, bust out a pile driver or something a little more realistic to put him in the hospital. I think we'll, in a second here, we'll get one of the few lines Lister has in this, the legendary Zeus doesn't guess. Holy shit, that one dude looks like Michael Jackson on roids in the background there.
Maybe it is.
It could be. He wasn't black by this point, though. It's kind of albino years. Heading into the albino years. Guess. Kurt Fuller likes to backhand people in this movie. See, if it were R-rated, they could have, like, Zeus rape him or something, but they could have hinted at some deliverance thing. I don't know. Zeus was in prison. I mean, I'm just saying. Yeah, he's kind of like giving almost a Mick Foley wail there. Maybe Foley ripped off Zeus.
Right.
Mankind style. He only really didn't do anything that would have put him in a wheelchair.
It was the acting. That's what put him in there.
Yeah. Zeus kind of looks like he's whacking off there. I can't tell. It looks like Kurt Fuller likes it, too.
Does it surprise you?
I'd love to know what the budget was, because it really seemed like this movie, really watching it again, that there was very little money. I mean, this is maybe Hogan's actual, home gym here or something.
Yeah, I know. It wasn't a... Yeah. Who knows how much they paid? I'm sure we could look.
I don't think it was a whole lot. I mean, which was interesting because, Suburban Commando was a pretty big movie at the time. I mean, you can tell they really put a lot into it, and it's just strange because, I mean, Hogan really was at the absolute height of his popularity at this point.
Yeah.
92, I think, or 91, 92, I think when Suburban Commando came out, it kind of starting to fade a little bit. The upcoming, the whole hologram thing. Did you watch the final deletion match yet?
I still have not gotten around to it. I know.
You I'd love to get your opinion on that one, because at one point Matt Hardy does in fact have a hologram that invades Jeff Hardy's house. So
I've seen some stills. I just haven't got to sit down and watch it yet.
Well, hey, it got them some ratings, so it was interesting. I'll put it that way.
That's what I've heard.
I'm not quite so sure what was so scary about breaking the camera at that point. I mean, you already fucked everything else up. It doesn't seem like breaking the camera was a huge accomplishment. The hospital scene.
Oh yes, the big emotional one.
I don't know. I don't know if this went over a little bit better. It would have been interesting to see what they would have had Zeus do in WWE, WWF, I should say. I don't know. Maybe have him like kill Beefcake, I guess, or something. I don't know. Kill off the barber.
Never.
Some very, very bad acting here. Hogan crying. I don't know if you ever saw it. Actually, I want to say one of his last movies, Ultimate Weapon, he did a little bit of dramatic acting. He was like looking for his daughter or something who became a stripper. Can't remember exactly how that movie went, but I think he might have cried in that one too.
Hogan? Okay.
One of his more obscure ones. It was like Ultimate Weapon. I don't know exactly how the story went, but he was looking for his daughter, and I want to say at one point he kind of had an emotional scene. It was probably just about as bad.
I don't believe it. Hogan's a great actor.
Of course. Who didn't love Santa with muscles? God, that would make a good commentary. I don't think I ever got that on DVD, though.
Which one?
Santa with muscles.
Oh, DVD. I'm thinking Blu-ray. I was like, that came out on Blu-ray? That's why I was like, which one?
You got excited for a minute. No, not on Blu-ray, although I do believe it was on DVD. I think. Not even 100% sure, because we'll know what I'll be looking for on eBay after this. You mean wrestling is fixed? Holy shit. Should have just ended it with a heel turn. Just he pokes Zeus. Zeus goes down. He pins him. Kind of do the Nash thing and cut to the Evil laughing at the end. He just ends on the Hogan heel turn. This movie might have been the reason it took Mark Pellegrino so long to branch out. Everybody just remembered him as Hogan's brother.
Right.
See, that's what they could have done when Hogan came back as Mr. America. Instead of that and having him in a mask, they should have just had him come out as Rip. Just different person, not related. Could have just used his axe handle, given him a break for a while.
Yeah.
And here we go. Awfully shitty arena. It's definitely not WrestleMania. Kind of looks more like TNA now.
But with more fans.
Yeah, that's true. There were... hell, I was at those tapings at Universal not long ago. It was... I mean, they were maneuvering people. They were handing out some of the most generic signs I've ever seen.
See, this is exactly how I wanted to show up at UEW after I got popped. But I couldn't find a wheelchair.
You should have. Neck brace.
Oh no, I did the neck brace and the neck brace and the crutch, but I couldn't get a wheelchair.
You could have been the Cowboy Bob Orton of the Front Row Mafia. Just wear the neck brace like for the next 10 years.
I honestly was doing that until one day I forgot it. And I just let it go. Because I got rid of the crutch after a show and went to a cane. Then I got rid of the cane another show and just had the neck brace. So I was going to keep going, then we forgot it on the show. Still wear my bloody shirt, though.
There you go. So you need to get popped again.
Yeah, probably next show.
Need it. You just need to piss somebody off enough.
Same person.
See, again, World Wrestling Federation. Why the hell are you just making him Rip instead of Hogan?
It's a parallel universe. He's got the white title.
That's true. He's throwing up the shocker to his brother. That's a little weird.
Now that is, well, not necessarily the color of the strap, but that is my favorite WWE title. I'm sure you have a favorite belt. You're the spinner guy, aren't you?
No. I'm more of a butterfly belt fan myself, you know. You got to keep it sparkly.
See, man, they got rid of the Divas title and went back to women's. I understand.
Well, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if the Divas title may rise again, possibly. Unless they're calling up a lot of women, splitting the rosters are still going to be, I don't know.
Uh-oh.
Here we go. It's got the awesome shoulder pads now. Shit is on.
Oh, this is serious.
He's lucky he wasn't wrestling Goldberg, because you know that wasn't going to go the 10 minutes.
Right.
Wouldn't have been able to make it look good for 10 minutes. Oh, that ring announcer sold that backhand pretty well.
Yeah.
Looks like he actually grew out his eyebrow a little more.
I'm trying to figure, did they just film his parts in Stanford at the WWE studios? How many times did Lord Alfred Hayes stand in the same center?
Yes. It's 6 sides. We better see some high spots. Should have had him in like an Ultimate X.
Yeah. See, this is how Hogan can claim he invented TNA too. Although the first thing he did was get rid of the 6 sides.
Yes. Well, that's because he came up with it for No Holds Barred. I mean.
And he's like, yeah. He's like, they're gonna think I'm ripped, brother. We got to change it.
Hell, he brought back the Nasty Boys in TNA. It looked like Brian Knobbs was going to have a heart attack, I think, every match. So he could have brought back Zeus. Zeus would have been a better bodyguard than Vincent. I mean, he could have had an NWO run.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised. Wait, no, he. I always forget he did work WCW, didn't he?
Z Gangsta, yes.
That's right.
Are we talking Zeus or Vincent?
Well, no, I was talking about Zeus. I forgot. You mentioned Z Gangsta earlier. I just.
Yep.
Jesus, I forgot about it. Even when you said it, I didn't connect it all in my brain.
I mean, it was just about as long as his WWF run, but yeah, he did come back.
But it was still a better run than RoboCop.
That is true.
I mean,
Triple H should have had a RoboCop run in his match with Sting. That would have been pretty fucking cool.
That would have been
got
fucking
DX,
hysterical.
NWO, and RoboCop just comes out and cleans house. Restores order.
Was that the same year as the Terminator entrance?
Yeah. I always thought that because it's like Sting gets this random like Asian dude playing the drums. I'm not really sure exactly. Then like all of a sudden you got like fucking like robots coming out of the crowd.
Yeah.
It's kind of just like, that was a little underwhelming on Sting's part at that point. Could have had some crows or something flying over the arena or something. I don't know. They could have done better for him.
Pretty much. That whole... Yeah.
Well, Zeus did go on to be the president of the United States. Let's not forget Fifth Element.
Oh, that is true. I did forget that. Do you think that was off the strength of this?
Absolutely. If anything ever seemed like a one-and-done kind of performance, I mean, I will say he went on to be in a lot of different stuff.
Yeah.
Actually picked up a recent action movie he did at the movie stop closing. What was it, American Justice or something, some kind of revenge movie.
Yeah, Zeus is pretty timeless. If they ever actually do finally make that last Friday movie, we got to have the return of Zeus.
Oh, absolutely. I will not see it unless Zeus is in it.
Yeah, he was already MIA in the third one. Can't have a fourth one without him.
He still looks good. He still looks like a big, intimidating dude. I'll give him that much.
Yeah.
A little surprised being that this was the movie that they didn't like kind of give Hogan some more I don't know, some unrealistic high spots.
It just switched to animation. He has a leg drop off the top.
HBK doubling for Hulk Hogan.
He did have a nice Hogan costume at that SummerSlam.
That's true.
He did play him pretty dead on.
Yes. Well, we all know HBK sold like no one sold before against Hogan in their match. So.
Yeah.
The old 360 getting slammed into the buckle.
Oh, I was dying. Oh, fucking Shawn. Funny thing is, even if he wasn't being a dick about it, that's what he would have had it done anyway. To suffer Hogan at that point.
Yeah. So when Hogan's talking about wrestling, I'm thinking like, Jesus Christ, what are they going to have the other guy having to do in that one?
Yeah. It was nice.
No disqualifications.
It was nice because it was like we had 90 Shawn back for one night.
Yes. He was in the back snorting coke off Sonny's ass while Candido was in the next room.
You had to commit to 90 Shawn, I guess is what you're saying.
Absolutely. Oh, his brother's pinky moved. Shit is on. Yeah, usually the face manager doesn't interfere for the heel there.
Yeah.
There's some very classic overacting in the finale here.
And this is overacting on regular Hogan. Overacting.
Yes. His brother kind of looks more like he's like constipated over there than upset. I can't tell.
For sharing his name. He's ripping up.
Yeah, I don't think we ever got the you moment in this one. They should have just let him be Hogan.
I agree. Yeah, that might have killed the brand.
Yes. Well, it put his brother in a wheelchair, but it doesn't do shit to Big Bro, apparently.
Yeah, because then you have the angle they do on the show. It's Hogan was playing a character, but Zeus wasn't. And Zeus shows up as Zeus, not as Tiny Lester.
Yes. It was pretty fucking stupid, and I would have loved to have seen how it would have played out if this movie were more successful. Because I know I heard that it was at one point going to be the main event of, I think it was WrestleMania 6 at that point, but it was not a success. There's the big body slam. It's of course over. Another thing, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think Hogan ever dropped the leg in this one.
I don't think so. He's not going to do it now. It's not happening.
Yeah, because they're about to go into the rafters, that you're like 3 feet away from the ring in this one.
The relationship was very unhealthy and very dysfunctional.
What was that?
I was going to ask you the exact same thing.
Somebody talking about a relationship. I don't think that was me.
I think we might have got some interference there.
Oh, there we go. Somebody's having a dysfunctional relationship. Todd's actually watching Cinemax right now. He's just remembering the movie. He's seen it so many times on just memory.
I'm just going off. No, there was some more man-on-woman violence. The biggest work about this movie is the fact there's women in like evening gowns in the audience at a wrestling show.
Yes. not quite that classy, but you know.
They were trying to convince you that the women in the bar were like that's where they were, not the fact that they'd be at the show too.
Yes. This was the 80s. They didn't even have teeth.
That's what I'm saying. It would have been Stan Hansen's old lady at this show.
Yes. You would have had some N-bombs flung at poor Zeus.
Yeah.
I actually went to an indie show in, God, where was I at that point? Where there was this one family that was just like shouting like the most ridiculous racist shit that you've ever heard, and like nobody said a word to them. It was the weirdest thing.
Well, shit, that happened at XPW when K. Malik Shabazz, a.k.a. Rom the Truth Killings, was there as the new Panthers. It was...
Oh, really? In Cali that went over?
Yeah. It was N-word by the dust. Yeah, it was. I was like,
holy shit.
I don't fuck around in Pico Rivera, I guess.
Wow.
Right.
That surprises me because this was just like a Fleabag, redneck kind of show, and I mean, you know, nobody of note even on the card. I think Nikolai Volkov was there, but yeah, it was just like the most redneck wrestling show I've ever been to.
There's footage of our shoots going off on the crowd for like 20 minutes.
Wow.
He's telling everyone to suck. He's telling everyone to suck his dick.
And there was the Big Show spot with Zeus.
Dan,
I want to see that footage, Todd.
All right. I'm disappointed in you, Dan. That was
What?
the Bam Bam Bigelow Taz spot.
Oh, that's true. Well, they went. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I should have gone back to.
They even did it
one.
to you.
Yes, they went through
forget.
the stage too.
They did too. They went through the ring. That was the big one.
Yep. The ring, the stage. And I guess it's okay for Hogan to murder him. There's no ramifications in wrestling.
No.
I always thought that was weak, though, too, that he, like, accidentally. I thought, like, Hogan should have, like, just picked him up and, like, chucked him into that shit.
And then he was running from the law now. All right, we got to go.
Yes.
But then again, it was the 80s. He killed some black dude in an evil corporate businessman. He's a big, blonde, muscly guy. A television personality.
Yeah, he's just gonna go hug his brother. He just murdered someone.
Hey, if OJ can get away with it, anyone can.
There's the shocker to end it. And that was no holds barred. I think he wanted to like kind of end things with Brooke's boyfriend like that, you know, just broken ring.
I'm disappointed it's not formatted where we can't watch this. It's no holds barred to match the movie.
I'm trying to see here if we missed any wrestling cameos. I always knew Demolition Axe. No, there's Stan Hansen. Couldn't remember if he was even credited under his name.
He's Neanderthal.
Yes.
Did we miss Dookie? Well,
I think we did. If you, well, on IMDb, I don't know about this. I think on IMDb he's listed as Dookie, and that guy's still very active. So wasn't total, although he'll always be Dookie to us.
So do you have the soundtrack?
I mean, you know, I think I did back in the day. I even had the Hulk Hogan CD, Todd. I'm ashamed to admit it, but I did own that.
Okay, well, I will admit it too. I got it at the 99-cent store.
Well, we know what our song will have to be next week.
Where else could you get Evad Sullivan's theme?
That is true. The good old Evad.
So.
Hey, he needs to return with the bunny.
Oh, Jesus.
DDP, killing a goddamn bunny.
Thank God.
They should have had Dave Sullivan feud with Adam Rose.
Well, they can
the bunny's all grown up. It survived, and he's trying to rescue him.
So is this your favorite wrestling movie?
Oh, wow. Gotta go over the list.
Because that discounts wrestlers in movies. Because otherwise,
I mean, if we were counting that, it wouldn't be anywhere close. I mean, it's. I don't know. You know, I'd have to go back and watch Grunt again. It's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while for me, but if you ask me, I got to go with Body Slam the movie.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, good old Jim Johnson. Forgot. Still doing the music.
Yep.
And that was No Holds Barred.
The movie, not the match.
Yes.
Did you order
we should have had Zeus
match?
wake up from the ring and just be, I'll see you in No Holds Barred too.
I'm really shocked we didn't get that. Did you order the match, the movie, when it was first aired?
Yes. Yes. Oh, yes. I mean,
like
everything.
Wasn't it like the day after Christmas? I want to say it was like December 26th.
Oh, wow. I'd have to remember back. I mean, everything. I mean, you name it back in the day. I don't really have a lot of wrestling merchandise anymore, but I had all the figures, just everything. I was like my room. I didn't have as much horror merchandise at that time, although I was certainly a horror fan, but
didn't have a lot of horror merchandise.
Yeah, it was good times chasing down the old ice cream truck and everything. And I did have a certain '80s wrestler ask where he could buy some weed at a show at one point. I don't know if you could guess who it is, but that was pretty pretty traumatic for a young kid. Not at a WWE show, though.
Was he not looking for crack that night?
It's probably not who you think it is, actually.
Okay.
It's not Jake Roberts. But it was certain blonde-haired star, not Hogan. You can probably start to go down the list, but it was...
I probably shouldn't guess.
He liked to drop the hammer, but yes, it was pretty funny. But well, that was No Holds Barred. Well, I guess let's see. You guys will be listening to this on Thursday, so we should be, I'd imagine, back with our reviews probably at some point. I know we're going to be doing the new Vinegar Syndrome stuff at some point. Beyond that, I'm not sure, although there's quite a bit of stuff to review. So It'll be interesting, Todd, because as I pointed out, some of the new Vinegar Syndrome stuff is not quite focused on the ladies. I guess we can say so. Those reviews are going to be rather interesting from our perspective. One is called Both Ways, so yeah, that'll make for some interesting reviews.
Dan's going to have a bunch of solos.
Todd's going to get busy at the last minute, and Dan, you're handling Both Ways, and yeah. But we also have P.D. Wheatstraw. I got that in the mail today, and Candy Tangerine Man at some point, and like I said, we have several new reviews we'll have for you guys, so be sure to tune in. Hopefully you like the commentaries. We'll have more at some point. I know we were talking about doing Human Centipede at some point, maybe Zardoz. I think that one would be particularly funny as a commentary. So any that you want, feel free to hit us up on Facebook. And Todd, anything I missed, anything you need to plug?
No, not this week. I think I'll go plug free.
All right, guys. We will see you here next week.
All right. Good night, guys.
Good night.
I guess I should end the outro. All right, here we go.
Are you a fiend of the underground and can't get enough? Then tune in every Thursday night at 8 p.m. on Spreaker with MP3, Chaz, and The Dune for Hellraiser Radio. All things UEW, interviews with some of your favorite UEW warriors, plus much, much more. It's every Thursday night at 8 p.m. on Spreaker. Listen to Hellraiser Radio. The threat is real.